Chris, thanks. Question for you tonight. Are you up in the air when it comes to issue 1 here in Ohio? WTOL 11 has found this issue is a totally different one than what was on the August ballot. It is being presented on both sides as simply a right to choose abortion or to not choose abortion. But Kalie Marantette tonight, she's been digging into this and has found out that it might not be as black and white as you may think.
It's no secret there are plenty of mixed opinions on the issue of abortion. Lots of yes voters.
We believe that government shouldn't have a place in these personal, private decisions.
And lots of no voters.
So this is an issue at the end of the day that is so extreme, it's so radical, even pro-choice Ohioans are voting no.
Let's start with those voting yes. Diamond Crumby with Planned Parenthood says having access to an abortion should be a right.
We've already seen what happens when the abortion ban is in place. For 82 days last year, people had to flee the state, even when they were on the brink of losing their own health, that they had to get health care elsewhere.
She's talking about when Roe v. Wade was overturned and it was left to states to decide if and when a woman could get an abortion, which leads us here, leaving voters to decide. For those against issue 1, Mike Gonadakis with Ohio Right to Life says there's a lot of flaws with the proposed amendment.
What issue 1 does would literally enshrine abortion rights up to and through the 9th month of pregnancy in our state constitution. Ohioans don't support that. That's a bridge too far.
So what does the ballot actually say? Here are some of the main points. It would allow an individual right to one's own reproductive and medical treatment, including but not limited to abortion. That would also include things like fertility treatment as well as miscarriage and pregnancy care. It would create legal protections for those doing a reproductive procedure. And it would allow an unborn child to be aborted at any stage of pregnancy if it's necessary to protect the mother's life or health. But this first bullet point has some fearing this could give teens and kids the right to make their own reproductive decisions.
If it passed, would take away parental consent in our state constitution. And that's a bridge too far for even pro-choice Ohioans. We know countless pro-choice Ohioans that say, hey, look, I disagree with you, Ohio Right to Life, on the issue of life, but I also want to be able as a parent to have a say in my son and daughter's life.
But others say that's simply not what it states.
Nothing in issue 1 will change the current laws in regards to parental consent.
If you're confused by all of this, so was I. The wording seems vague with a lot of gray area. It turns out that could be on purpose.
They want it to be as broad as possible so that there can't be any way to retract on the rights that are given.
Attorney Scott Ciolik says even if issue 1 passes, each facility can be different when it comes to treating those who might be underage or asking for certain treatments.
Each hospital will have their own procedures that they control themselves, because the Constitution just governs really what the state can do to restrict your rights.
No matter the wording, the votes will likely be close. A poll from Baldwin-Wallace University shows 58% of Ohioans are voting in favor of issue 1. If issue 1 is passed, Governor DeWine's heartbeat bill that is stuck in the courts would be blocked. Right now in Ohio, abortions are only legal up to 22 weeks of pregnancy. Reporting in downtown Toledo, Kalie Marantette, WTOL 11.